Are you there?
Yo, what's up? You're echoing a little bit. Where you at? Where you from, by the way?
I'm from Iowa.
Oh, Iowa. Oh, so you make bad case all along with Sean, huh?
That's what we're here for.
Where I love Iowa. Where in Iowa are you?
Cedar Falls.
Oh man, what a beautiful place. All right, cool. So Rod, what you got, my friend? Sean
So,
is go ahead. Sean is in what? Where's Sean? Sean is in Scott County.
okay, that's southeast Iowa, yeah.
Yep.
So you're walking down the street on the sidewalk. A couple guys walk by you, got a fresh odor of burnt marijuana coming from them. Are you searching them? Do you have the exigency exception to search them under the four? The same as a mobile vehicle? Does that apply to people as well?
Okay. So first of all, let me ask you in Iowa. What are you citing this person? They're not getting arrested. That's safe to say, right? They're not getting arrested because they smell like burnt marijuana, right?
If they have marijuana on them, yes, it's controlled substance, it's arrestable.
Okay, fine. But do you, based on your facts though, do you have probable cause to put them in hooks right now and say you're going to jail? Yes or no?
No,
Well, isn't that the problem? In other words, where is your, and maybe Zach has a different view of this. This is how I view this. When you search them, you're gonna search them under a few conditions. Either one, it's search instant to arrest, which you don't have here. We agree.
no,
Well, the other search is that you have probable cause that they currently have evidence on their person.
correct.
And that is a very narrow, tailored search just to recover the evidence so that you don't leave with the evidence and you can cite them and release them. But I think that's my problem. My problem personally is that, you're not going to arrest them. That's kind of clear because you don't feel like they have. In other words, you don't feel confident enough to arrest them. And you're not saying, hey, you have drugs on you. I know you have drugs on you because, right? What you want to do is, it seems like what cops want to do is kind of like just look for the evidence and we go from there. Isn't that kind of where we're at here? You want to look for the evidence because if you find the evidence, are you going to take them to jail potentially?
Yes,
Well, so that's the problem. The problem is that I don't think that the level of confidence doesn't seem to be there because it seems to me that you're doing like more exploratory search. You're just trying to see if they have this evidence and we go from there. I don't think that based on them smelling like burnt marijuana alone, you are articulating that they have this evidence. That's a fair probability that they have this evidence. But that's kind of how I look at it. I'm uncomfortable just officers just doing as a matter of routine just because somebody smells like marijuana. And before Zach gives his 2 cents here, which can be maybe the opposite of mine, I will also say that a lot of cops when they smell marijuana and so forth, they really just have nothing more than the fact that they smell like marijuana. But that's my viewpoint generally on this, Zach. What is yours?
I think if it's clearly distinguishable as a fresh odor versus just this stale odor
yes,
of marijuana, this
correct,
is
fresh,
fresh.
Wait, you said, I thought you said burnt.
fresh burnt odor,
Fresh,
yes.
fresh
No,
odor
there's
of
a
burnt
difference.
marijuana.
Fresh
Yeah.
odor of burnt marijuana, yes.
The fresh odor of burnt marijuana.
Well,
As
it's not, it's not cut marijuana where it's not been smoked yet.
but it's also not that lingering stuff that's on your clothes
Yeah, I
because
call
you
it
hang out
ninja.
with people that smoke all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Correct.
lingering.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go, so just make sure we're on the
Yeah.
same page, because I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like, these courts are they're pushing back on these marijuana searches. They're just pushing back because a lot of cops seem to just have done them in the past with nothing more than the smell of marijuana. But are you going to go into court, Rod, and you're going to say, I have probable cause based on these factors? I would like more than one factor, just the fact that he smells like burnt marijuana. Do you have something more than just like, do you have probable cause that he has paraphernalia or marijuana on his person?
All you have is the odor,
That's it.
that's it.
I wouldn't do it, but look, I wouldn't do it because I don't think the courts want to hear one reason for probable cause. Now, what about the fact that he may be under the influence? Does he appear, we can detain him. You would agree there, right, Rod?
Yes.
So does he appear to be under the influence?
When you say under the influence, are you talking about illicit drug or alcohol?
No, marijuana.
Marijuana.
Okay.
Glazed eyes.
Well, yeah, I mean, if his pupils are dilated, and maybe his speech is off a little bit.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want my students. I don't want my students There was an instructor out there who said, if you smell like marijuana, you can search the people. Just stop them and search them. And I've always took, what's the, the word, right? I just did not like it. I was like, it was insulting to the Fourth Amendment in many ways. So I want something, personally, my students, I want something more. And there usually is something more. They're lying to you. Oh, I didn't smoke marijuana, but yet they smell like burnt marijuana, right?
Right.
They look under the influence. Maybe you know them, they have a prior history. When they see you, they do a 180 and start walking away. I'm just saying in 2024, there's usually something more than just a smell of marijuana. But I feel confidently that if you go to an Iowa court and all these other courts that are kind of like pushing back, and you say, Your Honor, the only thing I have is that he smelled like marijuana, burnt marijuana, I think you're going to have a bad day in court.
Works for me.
Yep. Have something more.